From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Well, good evening. Welcome to SportsLine here on News Channel 5 Plus. I'm Jon Burton with you for the next hour. And what an hour it's going to be. We're going to be talking a lot of NCAA hoops as March Madness begins in earnest tomorrow, as the field of 68 will be finalized tonight. And we've got a great weekend of basketball. Of course, Tennessee takes on Longwood over on News Channel 5, 1:45 tomorrow afternoon. And, of course, we'll have reports from Indy as the Vols look to advance to round two. Shouldn't have much of a problem against a Longwood team that's never been to the NCAA tournament before. Before we get to that, though, some Titans news. First day of the NFL free agency period. And the Titans with a major cut today. Julio Jones set to be released by the team. It was announced today he will be a June 1st cap cut that will save them $9.5 million in salary cap space. Of course, the city got really excited last summer when Julio Jones was traded here from the Atlanta Falcons. Never really worked out, only played in 10 games, just 31 catches, just over 400 yards, only one touchdown. So the Titans gave up a second-round draft pick in order to get him, and Julio Jones will be looking for work elsewhere as his tenure in Tennessee with the Titans ends after just 1 year. Other than that, a pretty quiet day for the Titans on the free agency front. Not a lot of big signings for the two-tone blue. So there, you're up to date there. But, of course, it is March Madness time. We're going to talk about that and a lot more. And who better to talk about it with than friend of show, one of my favorite people, former Tennessee Lady Vol superstar, the pride of Cleveland, Tennessee, the great Brittany Jackson is back with us. Brittany, welcome back. Where you been?
I know, it's been too long.
It has.
It's been way too long.
It's great to see you, and you come bearing gifts tonight, by the way.
We're
going to get into a lot of hoops talk, folks, men's and women's with the NCAA tournament, but let's talk about these wonderful gifts that you brought us here on SportsLine tonight.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always up to something, into something, and so, you know, been in the Nashville area a lot lately because have launched a CBD beverage, wellness, functional, very healthy beverage for you. So give you a little focus, or tonight when we finish, you can chill out a little bit.
Oh, I need it. It's been a long day.
Yeah, but no, it's something, you know, CBD is something that I really started looking into when my mother got sick with Alzheimer's, and Pat had just passed away. My mom got diagnosed with the same thing. So I really dove into that and was curious, and have seen the just tremendous side effects and just the things that it's so good for. So now have a beverage. We've launched in Nashville.
Nice.
And going to take over Nash Vegas.
Okay, so where can folks pick up this lovely beverage?
So we have launched with Bounty Beverage. They're our distributor, so we are going all over Nashville. We're in from gas stations to grocery to on-premise bars and restaurants. So you're going to see a lot of Cure. You're going to see a lot of Cure.
Well, that's great because, you know, CBD, as you said, has become very prevalent. You know, there are a number of products I use for joint pain and things like that because, you know, I'm an older guy, but I still like to be.
We're all getting older.
I try to, you know, be active and work out, and, you know, dealing with the after effects can be pretty tough. And I know that a lot of the CBD creams and stuff like that are very good to use. So how many different flavors do we have?
So we have 2 flavors.
Okay.
But we have 3 different flavors because we have a chill, a focus, and then a sleep. Who doesn't need more sleep? I'm sure after this long day today, you're going to need a lot of sleep. So, but it's in a shot form. So today I just brought you we have the 2 different flavors in our cans, and so they taste good. We got grapefruit and then blueberry coconut.
Thank you so much. How long have you been involved with this company?
We started late 2017, 2018 with formulation and getting it already. You know, one of our partners is a pharmacist by trade, so very healthy. A lot of the herbal extracts that people already take every day.
Right.
So it's a lot of good stuff to help out stress, anxiety. Who doesn't have that nowadays with all the things going on in the world? So it's great.
Well, listen, you know, I'm a certified personal trainer, and I try to help people live a healthy lifestyle, and anything that we can do to help people live longer and healthier lives, we want to be a part of it. So I appreciate you bringing these by.
Absolutely. Try to take care of you.
You know, you always have. You know, you've been a friend of the show, a friend of News Channel 5 Sports for a long time. You've helped us out over the years with a lot of basketball coverage. All right, March Madness set to begin.
Best time of the year.
What memories do you come to mind when you think about March Madness and competing for Tennessee and playing for Pat? Knowing every year it was national championship or bust. The expectations when you played, they're still big now. and we'll get to the current team. But back when you played, my gosh, it was like if you didn't win the national championship, all of Knoxville was just in mourning for like months. What was it like for you once the calendar turned to March and you got to the tournament?
I mean, it's just you expect to be in that championship game. You expect to bring home a championship. So, you know, you talk about expectations, and I was with a lot of my teammates, a couple of my former teammates this past weekend at the SEC tournament. And, you know, it was a tough loss for the girls, and it's just, we just expect to win it. You know, like, I mean, I won the SEC tournament, and it's just, you don't realize till after, and you know, later on now that it's like that wasn't even a thought. You know, like you win the SEC tournament, you go to the Final Four, and you win a championship. No, I did not win a championship. That's the next question. Ever 4 Final Fours, but you know, it's just that's the tradition, and I think that Kelly is doing a great job, tremendous job there, just letting those girls know, you know, she wore that jersey and she knows what it means, and so it's just that's Tennessee tradition for the women. And men as well. So it's just something that you always strive for, and it's a disappointment. But you have those loyal fans, and I give our fans so much credit because it doesn't matter. You know, we haven't had. They
love you guys.
They love it no matter what. We've went through some hard times these last few years, and you know, especially after Pat's passing and everything. But hey, they stick with you, and it is something that I don't think any other college in the nation have.
I still can't believe Pat's gone. It's been a number of years now. It's still hard to believe that she's not here. She's not with us. Let me ask you this: regular season Pat versus SEC tournament / NCAA tournament / Final Four Pat. Any difference?
John, there's no difference. There's not a different Pat ever. On the court, off the court, you know, she, when people ask me to describe, I'm just intense. No, absolutely not. She expects the best. She expects more than you even really realize that you have in you all the time. And that's what makes you a better person. And that is things that I just talk about all the time with the kids in my academy, kids that I just come across. And, you know, it's just amazing. But no, you never got 2 different Pats. She was very consistent with that.
You know what I think is really cool is that last Sunday during Selection Sunday, they announced the men's bracket and the women's bracket on the same night. Normally the men get Sunday, the women get Monday. And they're making a real effort, you know, with the anniversary of Title IX and everything like that. They're really making an effort to let everybody know that it's the field of 136. You know, it's the field of the men and the women. And I think the growth of women's college basketball has been fantastic. Your program obviously was a big part of it, UConn, but now you have, you know, programs like Stanford that's been really good for a long time, and Baylor, and of course South Carolina. I mean, women's college basketball to me is growing. I mean, you know, the ratings are there, the attendance is there. It's a player now in the major sports scene. It
is, and you bring that up. It's because just being at the tournament this weekend and seeing so many familiar faces, former fans that I had not seen in forever. And we were talking about, I mean, when I played, Selection Sunday, like it was a week apart. You know, the girls' tournament started a whole week before. It was just so much different. It was so different back then. So I think it's great. I mean, the women's game has came so far. When I came out of high school, Pat, Summitt, Gino, that was it. You know, that's the top 2 programs every year. And so I think it's great for young girls being able to go to other colleges and these programs that have just built up. Like you said, Dawn Staley doing a tremendous job at South Carolina. But it's just it's exciting. It's exciting for the youth and the girls to look up to and to look forward to, and there's just it's great.
Well, it was you guys that paved the way.
Yeah, you know, I say
you guys were the trendsetters.
Somebody came up to me and said, you know, when is Gino talked about Gino? And I said, let me tell you something. Pat Summitt started what he's doing now. Right. You know, but it's great for the women's game. I love seeing these teams. I mean, you know, Arizona last year, different. You know, Arizona wasn't in the picture whenever I played. You know, so it's great. It's really exciting.
Well, I can tell the pride that you have. You know, being from Tennessee and playing for the University of Tennessee. Like you said, Final Four all 4 years. Unfortunately, didn't win a national championship, but it's something that stays with you to this day, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. I mean, I bleed orange, and so and you know, I'm getting married in July, and to a guy that played at LSU, and my son now is trying to say "Boo Tennessee," and I'm like, he's just lost, guys. Okay, like I bleed orange, and so we went to the LSU Tennessee game, and Aiden didn't have on orange, and I'm like, no, guys, it's not. Listen, I bleed orange. Like, it's hard. It's hard at home, but But no, it's just something that it's a family. I mean, I saw Nikki Caldwell Fargus, my former assistant coach at Tennessee this past weekend, and it's so, whenever you see, it doesn't matter if it's been 10 years, 12 years, or 2 years, it's a family.
Right.
And it's something that you're always a part of, and it's just something so special.
And you mentioned it, the fans still remember you. You know?
I mean, I loved it. Somebody asked me to sign an autograph, and I'm like, absolutely, I'll sign it. It's been so long, so yeah, it's exciting.
Well, it's going to be a great tournament. Obviously, Tennessee gets it going tomorrow, 1:45 over on News Channel 5 against Longwood. I've never even heard of them. First time in the NCAA tournament, so congratulations to them. Looks like they're going to be one and done.
Those are the teams you got to be careful
Yeah,
though,
you're
because
right.
like they're so excited.
You can't look past them, right?
No, you can't.
Because they're playing with house money.
Nothing to lose, and I mean, excited for the first time in school history. So Tennessee's got to come out and play their game.
Now, when you played, and you played like a low-seeded team, like a Longwood, so basically, were you more wary of that team than you were like some of the better teams you knew you'd be facing as you went along? Because you kind of know what to get from them, but like you said, these low-seeded teams, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to let it all hang out.
They are, and it's easy to overlook those teams as a player because you know going in, okay, this is. But Pat, of course, always had us focused and made sure. Listen, you have a target on your back every time you go out there. So, that's just something that we were very lucky to have a coach that always prepared us and never let us slack. If she did, you're going to sit over there. So she was going to find 5 players that were not, went out there and played. So you just got to play Tennessee basketball.
Well, we're going to talk Tennessee basketball and all kinds of college basketball with Brittany Jackson, the former Lady Vol great. Great to have her here. Great to have you with us here on SportsLine. We're just getting started. We're back right after this. Stay with us.